Hey everyone, this is Big Nightfox from good old MIA, coming to you with a more serious edition of Ask A Furry. Now, I understand it's been a while. I've been getting a lot of PMs and comments and everything about the show, asking me different questions and everything. And this time I decided to forego the whole, I guess, the flashy animated little thing because I've gotten a couple really serious questions that, even though I'm not going to reveal who asked them, for the simple fact that I don't want them getting any form of problems or trolls or anything like that, I do have to touch upon these subjects to a lot of people. Now, the first one that I want to talk about, I got a PM that somebody was not wanting to give himself the label as a furry. He's 13 years old, he's a guy, he's very into the anthro culture, and he just didn't want to deal with the whole drama, I guess you could say, that comes with being part of the furry lifestyle. He's saying that even though he's a big fan, he's basically on the verge of tears because he's confused and doesn't know what to do. And what I want to say to this is, more than anything else, if you are a fan of the furry culture, whether it's the art, the stories, whatever, you do not have to label yourself as a furry. You don't have to let anybody know that you're a furry. It's not something that, if you are one, you have to say it, you have to let everybody know, you have to be out about it. No, it's a complete choice. You don't have to say anything. You can still be a fan. However, I always go by the whole thing of being true to yourself. I don't hide who or what I am from anybody. I'm a furry, I'm bisexual, I'm Wiccan, I'm a rocker, I enjoy so many things that many people just do not approve of or appreciate. But the biggest thing is, if you let your fear of others control what you do, how you act, what you like, it's just going to make you hate yourself in the end. No matter what it is, when it comes to being a furry, yeah, I get a lot of problems. Believe me, everywhere I go, I always go outside with my tail on. Most of the time I'm wearing my collar. And today I'm not, because this question kind of caught me off guard and I just felt like I had to say something. And yeah, I get a lot of questions about it. I get a lot of people making fun of me. I get a lot of people laughing. I get a lot of people here on YouTube, and you guys know who you are, who just cause a lot of issues. They're like, oh, you're a freaking fur fag, or all these crap. The biggest thing you have to remember is, no matter what anybody says, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether somebody hates you, or whether somebody doesn't understand, or whether somebody just doesn't care. You have to remain true to yourself, above all things, because this will give you the self-respect that you deserve. The only person whose opinion matters is your own. Why let anybody else take your own self-respect and self-esteem away from you? I mean, hell, as I said, I'm a bisexual Wiccan rocker furry. I went to a Christian high school full of straight rappers and preps, and I was open about everything. How do you think I felt? I understand that some people have it worse. Some people get beat up. Some people, they get harassed online, in person. They get called horrible things. They get told horrible things. And it's wrong. Unfortunately, we can't change everybody's opinion about us. We can't do anything about what other people think. But you can't let that affect what you think about yourself. Because the moment that you do, the moment that you show that you're letting what they say affect you, the moment that you shed even just one tear because of the hurtful things that they say, they're winning. You can't let that happen. You have to stay true to yourself above all things. And I know I keep saying it over and over again, but it's the truth. I've gone through hell. I know friends of mine, other furries, even people who aren't furries, who have gone through hell trying to stay true to themselves. You just have to keep doing it. If you can look yourself in the mirror and say to yourself, you know what? I'm proud of who I am. I'm proud of what I like. I don't give a crap what those people think about me. I don't care if they hate me. I don't care if they mock me. I don't care if they think I'm the worst person in the world. Stay true to yourself. Keep that respect. Don't let anybody take it away from you. Another thing I want to touch on. What about if you want to tell people? If you're finally ready to take that step and become open about who you are, tell people that you're into the furry culture. How should you do it? How should you explain it? How can you possibly tell family members, friends, loved ones, whatever, exactly what you like and what you're into? I understand that the fear of rejection is present in all of us. When I came out about my bisexuality to my father at 18 years old, right after graduating high school, I was kicked out of my house and forced to live on the street for 2.5 years. I was homeless for 2.5 years just for being true to myself. There were times when I didn't eat, times when I had to sleep on the street. It was tough. Here I am now. But how would you explain being a furry to your parents? I'm sure most of them have seen the CSI episode, or seen Tyra Banks, or even seen MTV's Little Sex 2K episode. The one where everybody's saying, oh, all furries have sex in fursuits. They all are perverted freaks of nature. They're going to have that bias. It's going to be tough to get past it. But you have to understand that it's not really that hard to explain. All you have to do, really, if you really want to tell them, sit them down. Show them some clean art, Don't get anything from the Yiffy section or anything like that, because obviously not everybody will understand. Show them what you like. Tell them. Say, look, I'm a furry. This does not mean that I have sex in fursuits. This does not mean that I'm some sort of sexual deviant. This does not mean that I like some weird, freaky stuff that everybody's going to hate me for. I'm a fan of certain types of art. You show some examples. I'm a fan of, the stories. When it comes to costuming, yeah, that's going to come off a little bit funky. Just explain to them, put it in the simplest term. Think of it like a sci-fi convention. Think of it like an anime convention. You got these people who are so in love with the form of media that they like, that they're willing to dress up as characters that they like and appreciate and are fans of. This is basically the same thing as being a furry. We're all fans of the anthropomorphic culture. Yeah, some of us are, we have very animal-like personalities. We choose to portray that. But the main thing is, it's basically a fandom. Let them know that this isn't something that they have to be worried about. This isn't something that they have to be scared about. You're still who you are. You're not changing in any way. You're not going to become some sort of weird lunatic who's going to go around, humping the couch or humping the dog or anything like that. This is just what you like. This is who you are. When it comes to family, most family members will still accept you. Brothers and sisters, I will say, will probably be a little bit harder to convince, because obviously all siblings make fun of each other. They make life difficult for each other. They make a lot of problems. But if they're really, if they really love you, they'll be able to look past it. I know when I told my mom I was a furry, she was confused as hell. But you know what? She accepts it. She doesn't ask me about it. But she knows it's a part of who I am, and she doesn't think anything weird by it. Hell, I've even worn my collar around her. No problems. Friends can be a little bit difficult, but if they're not willing to stick by you and keep being your friends, then they're not really your friends to begin with. You know, it comes back to basically the first point I said. Don't let your fear of other people stop you from being who you are. Stay true to yourself. Keep that self-respect. Keep that integrity. Because you can't gain respect if you don't respect yourself. And obviously, yeah, there will be judgments. You may lose some friends. You may lose a little bit of, you know, it's hard. But as long as you don't let anything stop you from being yourself, it's all worth it. This is all I'm going to touch on in this episode. But as I said, I have hundreds of different questions that I've been asked. You guys have sent them pouring in. I'm sorry for being so late for this one. I've been having some major computer problems recently. I just recently got her hooked back up and running. And hopefully I'll be able to keep this more, more consistent. I'm going to try to make it a weekly thing, and we'll see how that goes. But again, guys, be yourself. Remember, you have thousands and thousands of other furries out there. We'll look at you and we'll accept you for who you are. We don't care what's going on. And if any of you out there need someone to talk to, and you want to reach me as quickly as you can without having to deal with me having to root through my personal messages, please feel free to email me at vicnightfox@gmail.com, or you can look for me on AIM at vicnightfox, one word, just like my YouTube screen name that you see up there. Now, feel free to ask any questions, guys. Stick to your values. Stick to yourself. Don't let anyone bring you down. This is Vic Nightfox, coming from the, not so good old Miami, Florida. See you later.